cooked in Crisco oil. Oh my God, and wait, you guys. Rings with ham and the Hulk. You know what I'm talking about? Oh yeah. Fried turkey. Fried turkey. I will die and go to heaven. Fried turkey. What do we do during the holidays?
Sleep.
Why? Yes, ma'am. It's shown up this good evening. My mom's going to cook this. Why? How do we turn that holiday into a treat? If we're going to eat those things, the cornbread with a whole stick of butter, hot soup, little buttermilk, you guys aware of that? Okay. How do you make it a treat? Is that you begin to do the things you need to do every single day. So if you're walking every day, if you're looking at the meals that you're eating every day, okay, guess what Thanksgiving becomes?
A treat.
Freedom. A treat. But if you're eating those foods every single day, and then Thanksgiving becomes 2 and 3 times that amount.
Right.
Has anyone checked their blood sugar on Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
After Thanksgiving? This is a bold woman up front. She is quite bold up front. The keys that we have to recognize when we're talking about food, talking about the things that we're eating, is that just like most bad relationships, they're usually red flags, right? If you're exercising and then give yourself permission to eat twice the amount, what is it?
Oh, really?
If you're eating potato chips, cookies every day and drinking lots of sodas, you just
That's the red flag.
red flag. Our foods are supposed to keep us alive, sustain us,
Yeah.
not kill us.
Yes.
Michelle Obama started a Let's Move campaign that has helped many of us become more active and pay more attention to our individual health. When the First Lady held a news conference a few months ago, she announced something about a plate, right? Did you see this?
Right.
Look at that plate. What's on the plate? The My Plate guideline for some of us was a major eye-opener. We decided, oh man, this is easy. This kind of shows me visually what I need to eat. But others of us ignored the message, right? Or said stuff like, Michelle must be tripping. She thinks I'm going to eat vegetables and fruit. Look at that plate. More than half the plate is vegetables and fruit, right?
Right.
She don't know we eat meat. The fact is, if we eat more vegetables and fruit and whole grain, then we would not only feel like we're full, because this is more than enough food to feed us, but will also be contributing to our overall health, hence leading to victory over the diabetes within our individual health. Other things that are very important. How many of you guys have been to see your doctor within the last 6 months? All right. Look at the hands. Awesome. So I don't need to talk to you about your doctors, right? Were you forced to go?
No.
No.
Awesome. You wanted to go?
Yeah.
Wow. The doctor must be better than mine. Mine used to give me a shot or something. I don't like to see it. Awesome. There aren't many doctors that are out there that look like us, Latino, Black physicians. The good good news is through programs like UnitedHealthcare Foundation, there are doctors who are receiving some financial support while in medical school called Diverse Scholars Program, which are helping to increase the number of physicians that are out there. I'm not suggesting that you can only see a doc that looks like you, but oftentimes when you're sitting there trying to explain some of the things that we may think is cultural, it becomes a little easier to explain those things. So the good news is that you have a doctor. The even better news is we hope that we'll begin to see even more physicians over the next couple of years that will be able to serve our needs and to help us to become healthier individuals. Let's talk about our other issue, jeans. How many people have on blue jeans today?
Oh, I got some jeans.
Got you on some jeans, girl?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have on skinny jeans?
Well, I guess they're.
Oh. This sister Love actually about 55 years old. She is still something, isn't she? I'm not even that old. She's a lot younger than I am. I'm not talking about your blue jeans today.
Okay.
I'm talking about that Gene. Gene, right? That gene that you're your mama's child. You know, you got your daddy's eyes, your mama's nose, your grandmother's diabetes, right?
Yeah.
Genes. Most of us love our family, flaws and all. A few of us wish we could find a new family. But even if you did, you can't shake your genes. Your genes are what they are, okay?
Yeah.
Genes are the gift that are passed on to you from generations to generations to generations. And if you have relatives with diabetes, guess what? You're more than likely to have one of your immediate family member, if not you, maybe your children, who will have diabetes. Which means that they're at increased risk. And if they're at increased risk, that means that we need to be making sure that we take care of ourselves one step, one meal, one day at a time. Many of the things that you heard today that you will be hearing throughout today's program. Sometimes we hear but we aren't listening. Are you listening today?
Oh, yeah.
But since you are here, I know that you have to be listening, and you just affirm the fact that you are, and very excited about the fact that you're hearing the things that we are sharing with you today. Spread the word, and take action. One day, one step, one meal at a time is so very important. You don't have to bite off a gigantic piece. We're talking about going home this afternoon and saying to yourself, what am I going to do for lunch? Don't think about dinner. Don't think about 1,500 calories a day and skipping dinner. One meal, one day, okay? One meal, one step, one day at a time. You are too important to your families and communities to do anything otherwise. Okay, here's another opportunity for you to participate again. Repeat after me. We can and we will exercise regularly. You ready? And we will exercise regularly. Let's try that again. We can and we will exercise regularly. We can and we will eat healthier foods. Are you guys telling the truth?
Yes.
We will
Let
let our children
our children
and our children's children know that
know that
we can
we can
and we will
and we will
fight childhood obesity,
fight childhood obesity,
fight diabetes, fight high blood pressure,
fight high blood pressure,
and fight heart disease.
and fight heart disease.
Should I now have you sign off on that pledge?
Yes.
Many of us have had, and I'm coming to a close here, many of us have had opportunities our forefathers and foremothers have never dreamed of. Matter of fact, I would surmise that all of us have had opportunities that our forefathers, our foremothers never, ever dreamed about. They made sacrifices to help us live a better life. And all of us know those sacrifices. I think as I look at some of the histories of the folks in the room and look at my own history, I would not have made it if I had lived back in slavery, not have made it to live back in the early years. All of our families, whether you were in slavery or not in slavery, really had a much tougher life than we have today. They worked, they struggled, their health issues are like a very special quilt passed on from generation to generation. Each generation added its own fabric, its own history, the history to this beautiful quilt that we're talking about, which in essence is the health quilt, the actual generations of health issues that each of our family members have had to go to. What does your health quilt look like? Do you know? Do you know the history of your family and the illnesses that exist in your family? Will what you pass on after this point be something very positive? Will you be fit? Will you be buff? That health quilt I'm talking about is what you will also be passing on to the next generation based on what you do with your individual health. Our health quilt is something that needs to be studied, that needs to be worked on, caressed, loved, and displayed. Then we pass it on to the next generation. Those are those genes we're talking about, and I'm not talking about those skinny genes, okay? What we will do to contribute to our health history quilt is so very, very important. And you know what? It's never too late to start. We are right now sewing individual squares to that quilt that we're all making that's been passed from your previous ancestor, and you're passing on to the next generation. And that generation is passing on to the next generation. What will you pass on, by the way, to the next generation? Our health quilt is colorful, it's large. Can't you see your individual health quilt? Can't you see what your overall body, mind, your spirit looks like? As I asked, would it be fit? Would it be buffed? Would it be well exercised? Would it be well fed with the appropriate foods? Remember, you're passing this on to the next generation. It is not ours to keep. It is ours to pass to our children and our children's children. My final question to each of you, as we wrestle with prediabetes and diabetes and stress and hypertension or just maintaining good health, what will you pass on? What would your legacy, your tradition, your quilt, that the generation before you made all the sacrifices for, what would it look like? We have not come this far to surrender to the illness of diabetes. We can, we will, and we must win this fight against diabetes. How do we do it? One step, one meal, one day at a time. It must be done by each and every one of you. Thank you for the opportunity to share this with you.